Hey guys, welcome back to our Breaking Bad recap. Today we're recapping Season 5, Episode 9, Blood Money. What do you think about this episode? Give it a score.
9.
9? Yeah. I don't know, either that or 9.5. I've seen it again. I want to give it a 9.5. I'm surprised. I thought you'd give it a 10.
It's not the best ever, but it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's pretty far up there. I loved it. It's been nearly a year since we got a new episode. The last episode aired September 2nd, 2012. I did the math. Guess how many days it's been? From September 2nd to August 11th. Guess how many days?
I don't know.
343 days that we have been without a new episode of Breaking
It's
Bad.
an Xbox conspiracy.
It's crazy. So, it starts out, and it's just like the one that was described at Comic-Con. I mean,
Yeah.
just scene for scene is perfect. See the skaters in the empty pool.
Except for it wasn't. What did I say? Did I say Karen? It was Carol.
No, it's close enough. I mean, I'm sure that's what they said, Carol, but
Yeah,
same
it's like
thing.
I just half read through the IGN coverage of the Comic Con. But if you go back and watch our 501 preview, I talk about it there, and yeah.
So we see the skaters in the empty pool, and then he opens the gates, and then you see the house is it's dilapidated, it's torn apart. It looks like someone just messed it up on purpose.
Yeah, there's food everywhere. It flies.
Yeah, like
buzzing.
people just crashed in their house.
Yeah, you could tell they left in a hurry too.
Yeah. But I noticed that can't be like natural. It seemed like it shouldn't be. It's not that far in the future. Like somebody wrecked it on purpose. That's just not natural.
I'm thinking
dilapidation.
It's got to either be the DEA or the Texas
Probably.
cartel.
Then he sees Heisenberg written on the wall. And at this point, we know it's a flash forward. We know that no matter what happens in the next few episodes, that eventually everyone's going to know who Walter White really is and what all he's done.
Yes.
Do you like the flash forwards? Do you think they work?
Yeah.
I do. In this case, I like it. I mean, it does kind of spoil it a little bit. Because if you never saw this flash forward or the one from the first episode of Season 5, you wouldn't know that he gets caught.
Yeah.
That's the one disadvantage of it, is that it kind of gives away that he does get caught in the end.
I think they're a little bit more mysterious this way, though. Because you're wondering, like, how the fuck did this happen? Why does he have a beard? You know, like, even the last season, we're like, oh, is the cancer back? Which we'll get to that later.
Yeah. So he takes ricin out of the wall socket, where we saw him put it in the last season premiere.
Yeah. And also to note that their bedroom door is fucked up completely.
I didn't notice that.
You see him sipping over it?
Just must
Yeah,
get my mind.
Like, I'm looking at my door right now. Like, you see those top two squares up there?
Yeah.
Those are knocked out completely.
Wow. So that makes you think when they raided the house. Like, maybe the
So that's
charging.
That's why I said
thing.
DEA, because it
Wow.
looked like a battery.
That doesn't make sense.
Because the door was completely off the hinges, laying on the ground, and he had to step over the door to get into the bedroom.
Then he walks out and sees his neighbor, Carol. And it's kind of cool how later you see her again. And he says, hi, Carol, but it's completely normal.
Yeah.
I like how they did that. And then funny, she drops her grocery bag. And usually it's like a cartoon thing that when you drop a grocery bag, it's the same stuff. It's like fucking celery and the long loaf of bread and carrots. But no, she drops oranges. Did you know that oranges have a significance in Scarface?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they mean something violent's about to happen. I never heard of that, so I looked it up for here.
Surely Vince Gilligan can come up with a better ending than just copying Scarface.
True, but still, this show has a lot in common with Scarface, and that was a nice nod. Also, at the end of Season 4, where Ted Beneke hurts himself, he hits the table, oranges come falling off the table. I think that was a callback to that, too, when I first saw it. So then we have the opening credits, and we come back to where we left off, and we see Hank coming out of the bathroom, and he looks, I want to say shocked. I want to think of a better word, but he's just...
It looked to me like he was about to fucking have a heart attack, which I think he almost did.
Yeah, his world is just shattered just by reading a page of a book.
It was disbelief.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to why I think that. But
And he puts the Leaves of Grass book in Marie's purse. Then he goes outside and tells them that he isn't feeling well and that they need to go. And on the way home, you see his face. It's the same one we saw like the 6-second teaser for earlier.
Yeah.
You know, he's just driving and has this stern look in
Apologize
his
for the
face.
lawnmower outside.
And then on the way home, I think he has almost like a panic attack. I don't know about a heart attack, but
Yeah.
it's just a rush of, I don't know,
Anger.
emotions. Yeah.
Just
He's
pure
pretty
anger.
angry. And then he drives into someone else's yard, takes out their mailbox and everything. And they call for help, and we eventually find out he went to the emergency room. Then he gets back to his house, and he compares the handwriting between the Leaves of Grass book and Gail's lab notes.
See, that's why I think it was disbelief, because he's like, no way, this can't be connected. This has to be a coincidence.
I think he figured it out
No,
when he first saw it because the way he looked at Walt.
No, I think he's like, no, it can't be. It can't. No, it can't be. That's the reason why he went back and compared it. He's like, no,
Yeah.
this is not Walter White. This is not the man that I know.
I think he knew it was Walt, but he did that just for evidence. Like we said, he needs to build a case against him.
I think it was just to prove to himself, like, okay, my assertions are real.
Mm-hmm.
This is not who I think he is.
Yeah.
You know.
And then we go to Walt, and he's actually working at the car wash. How many times have we seen him actually working at this car wash he owns?
Not since season 1.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even own it back then.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That was
I
the
thought
last time we saw
interesting.
him working.
Yeah. Then he has a normal business conversation with Skylar about where the air fresheners are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And he says, "I think these need to go here by these other ones." It's just so normal.
See,
It's so weird.
I gotta say, this thing was just so refreshing to me. Just like
Yeah.
seeing him and Skylar actually having a fucking nice, normal relationship for once,
Yeah.
instead of like, I feel you. It's like we're back to like Malcolm in the Middle clone, like season 1.
I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, that's true. And then he says that they should buy more car washes. That's so smart. And like he said, it would make them laundering the money way easier. Because he said it would take them decades to launder all the money he has, $80 million. So that's smart. And it makes so much sense, too.
Yep.
Then we see a woman walk up to the car wash, and it's Lydia.
Yeah, of course.
She goes inside and tells Walt that the quality of the meth has dropped to 68%. That's super low. That is not Walt's standards. And also, in the episode Say My Name, Declan says that their normal purity is 70. So now it's even lower than the purity that they had before. So that's just crazy. And she wants them to go back and give some people a tutorial on how to bring the purity back up to like 98, 99%.
Yeah, I think it was like 98% pure is what he was making in the first season.
Yeah, now it's down to 68. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And that's simply because he left and not doing anything anymore.
But in the montage from the last episode, he was cooking for months. And yeah, it was 3 months. That time lapse in the montage. He had 3 months to teach the people how to do it.
Todd doesn't know his hand from a fucking...
I noticed we didn't even see him this episode, did we?
No, we didn't.
I'm sure he has to do something later. And then she tells Walt he's putting her in a box. So basically, if she doesn't bring the quality back up, she's gone. She's dead meat. Also, and something I want to talk about here. Do you remember how much the regular car wash was? $14.95. This isn't about the show. This is just like, who pays $15 for a regular car wash?
Well,
It's crazy. I mean, I'm not lazy, but I don't wash my own car. North Alabama, it's $7 to get a normal car wash.
Yeah. Of course, if you could pay $15 to get your car washed in the famous or infamous Breaking Bad car wash, wouldn't you do it just to say that you did it? If it's real.
Well, yeah, if it was real. Yeah, I want to go. Let's go to that actual. Let's vacation to a car wash. That's it. That's what we're gonna do. Just go to. Albuquerque's nice anyway.
Yeah.
Also, Albuquerque, the McDonald's there will put green chili on cheeseburgers. They have like all these chili sauces
Sweet.
everywhere. So yeah, that'd be cool. But that's crazy. $15 for a car wash. That's just stupid. Skylar notices the woman had a rental car, and Walt ends up telling her who she actually is.
That,
And then, in one of her most... What is it? What?
That was like the only time he's ever been honest with her, ever.
I thought that too.
It's just
I
like,
thought
okay.
he would make up something.
Yeah, it's because he always lies, which we'll see later in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he completely just like, okay, this is who she is. I'm still out. I'm not with her anymore. Yeah. There you go.
So that impressed me about him. And then in one of her most badass scenes in the show, she threatens Lydia. I'd be scared.
So
Skylar.
I saw that look on her face. I'm like, oh shit, what's she gonna do? I thought she was gonna go out there and like fucking punch her or something.
They should have done that.
Yeah.
It'd have been sort of a foreshadowing to
bookending.
Yeah. Yeah, and Skylar, she seems so happy about her new normal life, and she wants to stay that way. And I think that's why she's so threatening to Lydia. That she wants to get rid of anything that could possibly make Walt go back to that life.
Yeah.
And we see that Hank stays home from work, and this is cool. He gets his employees to bring home all the files about the Gus Fring case and the Gail Bedecker case and the Heisenberg case. And we see a montage of him going through
even all the way
files.
back to Tuco.
Exactly, that's in the montage. I love this because it goes back to so many past things.
He literally pieces everything together.
I've been waiting for a moment like this for forever. I've always wanted to see where he pieces together all the things that Walt has done.
It's not just that he finds out that he's Heisenberg. He gets every single fucking thing that Walt's done from episode 1 all the way up until now and just pieces it all together.
The one thing that's missing that I want to see is, remember when, I think it was Badger, gets caught by the undercover cop guy, and then they come up with the Heisenberg look-alike, and Walt, like, he drives in front of Hank and is, like, distracting him from catching the Heisenberg look-alike.
He talked about that. He's like, that's the reason you crashed in front of me, was to protect
No, that was in season 4, though. That's when he crashed, and remember, outside the laundromat? I'm talking about, it was like season 2, where he's distracting Hank from looking at the drug trade. That's the one thing I want to see come back.
I vaguely remember that.
Wow. Yeah, we see a bunch of now deceased characters. We see Gus's associates and people like that.
And Mike,
mm-hmm.
who comes up a lot during this episode.
Yeah. And the montage ends with the security tape of Walt and Jesse taking the first barrel of methamphetamine all the way back from season 1.
It's like, yeah, that was...
Yeah.
I saw that. I was just smiling like, oh, that's a great time right
Episode is packed full of callbacks.
Yeah. Needless to say, if you're watching this and you haven't watched those other seasons, what the fuck are you doing? You're not going to understand anything.
No. Then we see Jesse at his apartment or his house or whatever he lives in with Skinny Pete and Badger, and they're talking about Star Trek. What did you think about the scene?
Complete, total, utter waste of time, filler.
I agree. I didn't like it. I mean...
but there's something I saw. It came up this morning, I think. It might have been yesterday. Mm-hmm. Where somebody animated that scene. What he was talking about. I was like, why didn't they just put that on screen? It'd been a hell of a lot more interesting.
And the way Badger was talking, I couldn't even follow it. First off, I don't care that much about Star Trek.
Yeah.
I like the newer 2000s movies, but I don't care about the original show.
Yes, same here. I love the Abrams stuff, but not the
I don't know,
stuff.
just the way he was talking. I couldn't follow it. I didn't want to follow it. And I was almost mad because I knew they needed to show something important and not this. I mean, there's Skinny Pete and Badger are always there for comedic relief. The thing that got me was even after Jesse left the room, they spent like 2 minutes on this. It was just... I don't like it. It was a waste of time to me.
Yeah. It just filler.
And that's why I'd give it a 9.5 instead of a 10.
Yeah.
If this scene was replaced by a more relevant scene, I would have given it a 10.
Yeah, that was definitely the lowest point of this episode.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people actually liked it. They thought it was funny. Funny, yes. Was it needed? Hell no.
But the whole idea that when you get beamed up kills you, apparently that's a popular discussion between Star Trek fans.
Yeah.
He didn't just make it up. Apparently that's a real discussion.
Why it needs to be in Breaking Bad, I don't know.
No. Then we see Jesse's at Saul's office. And when I first saw this scene, I thought, this is stupid. We've never ever seen him wait in this office before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they could explain it later. But this scene coming right off of the last scene, a certain part had me frustrated. But it was kind of funny. It was more comedic relief, honestly, better than the Star Trek stuff, because we see Huel, the giant mass of bodyguard.
Jesse fires up a joint to get Saul's attention.
Yeah. And then that woman, Francesca, that's the secretary from the season 4 finale, who tries to blackmail Walt for breaking the window. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's the same woman. So that's more callbacks from Saul's point.
Yeah.
Then he goes in the office, and the last episode we said it was maybe $2 million.
Yeah, that's what I estimated.
Yeah, but no, it turns out that it was $5 million. And he has them all in 2 bags. He wants to give half of it to Kaylee, and he wants to give the other half to the kid, his parents that Todd shot. What did you think of him wanting to give the money away like that?
It was selfless, but stupid.
I completely agree. What was Saul said? His parents getting that money. First off, they don't care about the money. They just want their son back.
Because at this point, they haven't found his body that he's still missing.
Yeah. And then it would be suspicious as hell. If they got money back, they would trace that money and they would start a brand new investigation from where the money came from.
Yeah, that would just completely turn it up on everybody.
And like Saul said, Kaylee, there's been so much money that's been given to her, but has been taken away. They're probably going to watch her bank account the rest of her life.
She had like $18 million at once, didn't she?
Yeah, and then it all got taken away after Mike was involved in all that. So it was selfless, it was a nice thing to do, but it just wasn't a smart way to do it.
I don't think Jesse's in his right mind right now.
No, he seems almost suicidal to me.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the first things that I was told about someone committing suicide. The first thing they do is try to give all their stuff away.
Which is what he's doing.
Yeah, like if you ever tried to give me your Xbox One, I'll call the hotline and get you on there because I know something's not right.
Yeah, I covered that thing like nobody else's business.
Well, you will when you get it.
You'll see come November.
It was actually funny. After he leaves, Saul goes into his drawer and he has a cell phone with a Hello Kitty case. Did you notice that?
It's an infinite drawer of cell phones. It's like 30 of them in there.
And then he calls Walt and tells him what Jesse tried to do, and we see that he's getting an IV, which we assume is for chemotherapy.
Yeah, it was the exact same chair that he was sitting in before in season 1.
I think so.
Yeah, season 1.
Then Walt goes to Jesse's house. Kind of funny. He says, "Oh, I've got a deja vu." Because it's the exact same. He's walking in his house with the 2 bags of money. Yeah. It's basically the same thing from the end of
Jesse's
the last
just
episode.
sitting there not even moving.
Mm-hmm. And here we get the title of the episode. Calls it Blood Money. Which I guess is what it is if you think about it. But I know he's been through a lot. But somebody like us, money's money. I wouldn't care where it came from.
$5 million walks in the door. You don't say no.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't do anything to mess up Kaylee's life. I mean, that's all on Mike.
Yeah.
And Todd killed that kid, not him.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he blames himself for all this, but I get why he would think that way. And Walt tries to tell him that what's done is done. There's nothing they can do about it. And then he also says that he himself is out of the business too, and they should just try to live normal lives. And then Jesse tells Walt that he thinks that Mike is dead. And when he explains this, I didn't get any sense that Jesse thought that Walt killed Mike. I thought he meant what he said by saying, "Oh, yeah, I think he would have come back by now, realizing his guys are gone, but he's not, so I'm worried about him." There's nothing he said to make me think that he thinks that Walt killed Mike. Did you think that?
Well, the direct quote from him was, "I think Mike is dead, and I think you know that," which he was hinting that or implying that he killed him, is what I got from that.
I would see why you would get that, but I didn't personally get that from him.
He basically pointed out that Mike's guys are dead. The only way that would happen is if Mike himself is dead. You killed Mike's guys, so therefore you had to kill Mike.
But if Mike left town, there was nothing. He wouldn't even know about the plan until it was over. I don't know. People just read that scene different ways, and I think that Walt almost gave himself away when he even puts forward the idea that he could have killed him. That's what I thought.
You see, I got that he was implying that that's what happened.
I would get why you think that. I'm just saying I did it, especially the first time I watched it.